young Mr. Blake 10 or 15 minutes ago, not that impressed by the victory last night. But, a win is a win is a win.
Okay, first of all, I cannot see how the aforementioned young Mr. Blake was not impressed.
He wasn't.
Was not impressed about it. It's a 3-1 victory away from home against a historical rival, a rival for fourth place, and a team that on paper are as good as United. And what I would point out is that Solskjaer side made changes. We had obviously Sanchez coming in, we had Lukaku coming in, and we had Romero, who is probably the best sub-goalkeeper in the world, coming in. So we've learned last night that, okay, Lukaku, and I still jury's out on him, and Sanchez, when called upon, they kind of step up. And then later on in the game, then when Lukaku's legs went, Martial was able to come on, Rashford was able to come on, and Arsenal put to the sword. Last night, and I'll say Jimmy for listening, was a masterclass in counter-attacking football. And Ole Gunnar Solskjaer had Emery's number from the start. Okay, the tipping point of that game, I think, was Romero made that save at the very start of the second half. That was the tipping point. Had that been equaliser, we could have seen a different result. Almost at 2-1, things are tenuous. But once Martial got that third goal, it was game over. And a point I want to make as well about Paul Pogba. I'm not a fan of Paul Pogba, but last night Paul Pogba showed the glimpses of the Paul Pogba I saw playing for Juventus beside Andrea Pirlo. He was taking the ball and going on these 40, 50-yard runs and dictating the game and making these killer passes time and time and time again. So everyone has been saying so far, oh, it's only this team, it's only that team. Beating Spurs, beating Arsenal, so far, beating everybody. And if the last night was an interview for Solskjaer going forward, I think he passed the flying colours.
Liam?
Yeah, I thought, went by a bit, as I said yesterday in the grapevine, the defence would be more solid. And it was, even though, Ashley Young is a wing or a former winger, I thought, what he lacks defensively, Brain, he, passion and drive, spurs him on, and he gives everything the best he can. But, long term, I think we need a replacement there. I'm pity Delo didn't play. I think it could have been a game he excelled in because he is good going forward. But overall, I thought Pogba in the second half, Lukaku in the first was good. And I just had a feeling, before the game yesterday that, United would play something similar they did to Tottenham. It was with Sanchez and Lukaku out on the wings and Lingard being the false number 9. And it worked. The injuries that Arsenal got were unfortunate, especially the Koscielny one. Lukaku didn't mean to do anything, and when I can't remember his name, Socrates went off.
Socrates.
He, the Arsenal defence fell apart. But what annoyed me, was the Arsenal fan throwing the coin into, I think it was towards Rashford, and that was a bit unjust. But I think overall, United under Solskjaer, the shackles are off. They're allowed to play football, unlike Mourinho does or did. So I think it's a good, as Jay said, a good trial run for getting the job permanently.
And isn't that the point, Jay? The shackles are off. You can see a very different Manchester United team over the course of the last 8 games.
Nail on the head there. Shackles are off. And when a team plays with confidence and flair, what can happen? This is a throwback to the old United way. Classic counter-attacking football, using the wings, getting balls into the box.
And Solskjaer was very much part of that.
Yeah, who can ever forget Solskjaer in 1999
Absolutely,
in Nou Camp
against Bayern Munich.
Against Bayern Munich in the Nou Camp. So look, last night I was very, very happy. I was I wouldn't say critical, but I was a bit abrasive in my pre-match analysis regarding Lukaku and Sanchez. Okay, one apple does not make a harvest, and 4 goals in a year for Sanchez. I'm not going to be jumping on his bandwagon. Lukaku still has a lot of work to do, But as backup to Martial and Rashford, I think they could be perfect foil over the next 2 months.
And Liam, what Jimmy was saying earlier when I suggested to him that this is good for United in terms of playing Arsenal in the Premier